funny. You won a booby prize. And Sharon and I thought long and hard about the booby prizes. They're basically craft cornets. And new storage boards. This is deck trash wars. Now, we are returning the recyclables. They're going back.
Yes, Denise was concerned how I would get him out of the building, but if you know it's 5 o'clock, nobody pays any attention.
So, if you have a little fishy picture, you have won something. It could be CNM. It could be the surfboard, which our names do come right off of, so you can have that for your home. Or we have a myriad of other crap for it. And we also have the song list, so you might win the song list that we're playing tonight. So I know you're all looking really forward to having them. So anybody who has a number and a little fishy, you can come see us and we'll try to figure out what to have it.
Tom gets Sam Adams.
Do a show of hands here. Denise got the handcuff part, not because of you, John. All right. She got the handcuff part because of the 50 Shades of Grey. She read the 50 Shades of Grey about, what, 50 times? How many have read that? Everybody read that? Bill Schwartz read it. They also mentioned at 9 to 5. For those of you who, actually, I'll do what I do at the manager meeting. I'm always here. When everybody's talking, I'm talking. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Shut up. In the Department of Labor, we got an hours change. Everybody in the department has to work 8:30 to 4:30 or 9 to 5. Since Sharon and Denise were assistant directors, they have to work 9 to 5. And incidentally, something I wanted to bring up before I bring up
I'm usually there on the weekend.
Shut up. Sorry. We're a lively bunch over here. I'm really excited that I won.
before I bring up Ron Marino and Jim Fink to give out some special gifts. I forgot to mention this at the beginning. When Sharon and Denise, we had talked about what we would do when they left. It was never going to be, if they left. Ron was in denial. Jim had just come on being the director. So then Denise put in her papers, and then Sharon her papers, and Ron came running down. He's on 10, he came to 8, and he shit himself. They were leaving. He never would admit it. Ron is my boss, but he's like my dad. I love him. But everybody else shit themselves too because of what was happening. And so now what I want to do is introduce Ron Marino. He's got some special gifts and some special a special talk. Thanks. Of course, you guys know you can't never come back to work. At all. Charlie,
Turn off the other one.
Charlie let me know the fact that there's about 4 or 5 laws that you broke through that whole skit. I appreciate that very much. It is true that Sharon and Denise put their papers in, but I kind of knew early on that they were going to retire, and the reason why I knew that was that towards the end of last year, I would have meetings. I would have meetings with them, and I would ask them to do things. And could you check this out? Could you look this thing out? Could you help me with? Could you help me with TDI? Could you help me with UI mod? And of course, what they did was They did nothing but laugh at me. I didn't know what that meant at the time, but I did after Denise put her papers in. So I asked them what they were going to do after they retired. And they told me that they're going to start a UI consulting firm. I said, consulting firm? They said, yeah. I said, well, what are you going to call it? Snooze more and do little. You know, I'm really happy that I'm at a situation like a room like this. A lot of retirees are here, and it's one of the rare times that there are a lot of people here older than me want to have a meeting. I want to say thanks and hi to all of the retirees that are here. They all look like they've lost 20 pounds in 20 years. You know, those of us that will continue working for the rest of our lives. Who said it was 10 years later? I'll be that about 10 years from now, too, before I retire. So what I did was, I did ask a lot of retirees, like, you guys got any advice for Sharon and Denise? And, you know, what do you think about, are there any advantages as they retire, as they go into the golden years and things? A few gave me a couple of little remarks, and I wrote them down here. In a hostage situation, you two are probably likely to be released first. You know, things you buy now, they're not going to wear out. I'll tell you that right now. When you retire and you get to be into your golden years, you can start eating dinner at 4. When people call you up at 9 o'clock, what are they going to say? Did I wait? And of course, you'll have the right to sing along with the music in the elevator. You know, your investment in health insurance is probably going to be paying off now, I'll tell you that. You know, and your secrets are safe. And the reason why they're safe with your friends is because they're not going to be able to remember them either. Of course, there's one disadvantage for being retired, and that is you'll find that you'll never really know what day of the week it really is. So I asked Mike Malloy, and Mike says, well, he's got a great tip to give you. When the big newspaper comes, that's the day you got to dress up and go to church. Is that right, Mike? When they go to, I interviewed both of them for their positions that they've got, and I generally ask a number of questions, but I have a favorite question that I always ask. And that question always is, how do you know when you've been unemployed for so long? Denise said you're out of, you've been unemployed too long when you're having an out-of-money experience. Sharon said, you've been unemployed too long when you get married for the rice. Denise said you take your kids to Kentucky Fried Chicken to lick the other kid's fingers. First, and Sharon ended up, you've been unemployed too long. When the kid behind the counter at McDonald's asks you, can you really afford these fries? Everybody knows, I think Scott mentioned it earlier, or Tom Biniak mentioned it earlier, Denise and Sharon are, without a doubt, these two Bobsy twins, the email and texting goddesses of LWD. I can say it right now. Everybody knows. I used to think the definition of a half a second was the time it took from the traffic light to turn green to the guy behind me to honk his horn. Wrong. Half a second is the time I send an email to either of these two that they respond back to me. I have to tell you that you do not want to send an email or a text message out to either of these two, because it just keeps coming and coming and coming and coming. In 15 minutes, I have 25 emails. And what's so bad about it is they're emailing or texting each other. I feel like I'm eavesdropping. I'm copied with the email, and I see these things. They're talking to each other, and they're like giving a sentence back to each other. And once again, never try, as they're emailing, to interject anything, because it starts all over. Last week, the two were emailing each other and copying me. I decided to ask the question. It started all over again. It then stopped. And I said, what do they take the afternoon off? And what I find is the fact that they email more when they're not in the building than they are in the building. It's unbelievable. So, while it is really unfortunate that Sharon and Denise are retiring, it's also very unfortunate for DIT. The day on July 2nd, there's going to be an email sent out to everybody letting them know that the email system has improved tremendously. Not because there's been any new software. Two things. These two will no longer be emailed, and we will be deleting all of their emails. As a matter of fact, there's one, and the reason why it's so unfortunate is because DIT hired one individual to monitor emails, and now they let that individual off. And I knew, I talked to Barry too before the meeting, before the dinner, and Barry said that she's so immersed with texting. They were at church last Sunday, and Barry's sitting next to her in church, and Barry said, just got a text message from him. TSITL. This sermon is too long. And of course, the priest was commenting about some religious thing, and he was referencing a psalm that was in the Bible. Sharon quickly pulled out her miniature Bible, read it, and says to Barry, "Barry's doing the wrong thing. I have to show it." There's all kinds of text lingo that's out there. Everybody knows LOL. Because these two have been getting the LOL at the end of each email. LOL, obviously, laugh out loud, BFF, best friends forever. ADIH, another day in hell. So let's fast forward about, 10 years from now. So what do you think these two are going to be adding the new texting lingos as they get into the golden Social Security years? So I took a look and I said, well, maybe we'll do this. CBM, covered by Medicare. CUATSC, see you at the senior center. LNDO, laugh my dentures out. IMHO, is my hearing aid on? LWO, Lawrence Welk is on. And of course, the last one is GGLKI.